Well, for more on this, we can speak to Nancy Soderberg, who once served as a US ambassador to the United Nations under President Bill Clinton and also worked alongside Kofi Annan. When the current US ambassador to the United Nations, Susan Rice, says that the conflict will escalate, the violence will escalate and it will spread to different regions. Is she right?
She's absolutely right, unless the world stands up to President Assad of Syria. He is acting with impunity, recognizing that he has a free hand to use force, and the slaughter will continue until the international community marries the brilliant diplomacy of Kofi Annan with the use of force.
Well, Kofi Annan has been trying to implement a peace plan. It's not working, let's be honest about it. The violence still continues. The UN observers there are now showing us and confirming bloodshed, incredible violence. It's not working. What other diplomacy can be used?
Well, I think the diplomacy is got to get stronger with Russia supporting tougher sanctions. If Russia moves, China will follow. But the real question is what will stand up to the Assad forces in the short term while the diplomacy works, and that's got to be a multinational force to protect the cities on the ground. Only that will prevent the violence while the negotiations go forward. And that the international community lacks the will to do that right now, and that is the missing ingredient. How many more lives will need to be lost before the international community gets the will to do that, with or without the Syrian okay?
What kind of multinational force do you suggest? Because even with UN observers there, the violence is still continuing. What do you see as the solution then?
Well, I think you need a multinational force of Turks and some well-selected Arab groups, perhaps with some Western support in getting there, but to enter the cities and just sit there and protect the population so that the Syrian and other forces are not in a position to slaughter the civilians. That's clearly what's been going on for the last year. Over 9,000 people are dead. We saw some horrific killings over the last few days, and I don't know how much longer this killing can go on until the international community realizes that Assad is not going to negotiate his way peacefully out of this box. He's got to be stopped with force from the killing, and eventually the negotiations at that point, it's okay if they take a while, but he will eventually need to recognize he has to step down. I don't endorse overthrowing him, but I do endorse putting force on the ground to protect lives while he figures out an exit strategy.
Okay, Nancy Soderberg, who once served as a US ambassador to the United Nations, thank you very much for your thoughts.